I make these videos not to be popular. I don't even put my face on this. I live in a hyper polarized world, or society or culture that is no longer about your opinions and the information you put out, whether someone can use it or not. Is that it has to be not only criticized, which is fine, be critical, don't just take what I say at face value, but test it, see if it applies to you, and if it doesn't, move on. We don't live in that kind of world anymore. We live in a world where people have to go after you. They've been wrong by you, or felt that they've been wrong by you in some way. They have to not only go after you or your position or your thoughts, they have to destroy you. They have to they have to do whatever they can to ruin your life, right? Or your livelihood, which is, to me, is synonymous. It's the same thing, And so I choose to remain anonymous. And what I'm getting at is, I don't think, with the information age, approaching this apex with AI, is not so much, accessing information. If you want to know about gardening, you can ask Gemini or ChatGPT or Siri or, whatever host of different names they call AI. Cortana. It used to be Cortana. Every one of these big companies have Alexa. They all have some form of AI behind it. And I remember this side thought. Remember back in the day with was it 2001 Space Odyssey? It was HAL. I remember HAL. Now they all have like librarian names. Alexa, Cortana. That's more of like, if y'all remember the Spartan series, and Cortana sounds more sci-fi. But you have Gemini, and guess we're starting to go with Zodiac stuff now. Anyway, neither here or there. You can disseminate information rather quickly. If within nanoseconds, you can understand everything you want to know about the benefits of like composting. You can understand the benefits of like mulching, which is what I'm doing right now. I've quartered, I've chopped up most of this banana plant, and I have this banana bunch that I was going to give away to my neighbor, but the part of the country I reside in, so my neighbors do their own gardening, so he has his own bumper crop. So, and I was thinking of putting this out there, on my street to give away, but that comes with its own set of problems. Like, am I announcing to everybody, hey, I have it so good that I can give stuff away? What happens when things go bad? I want to be the first place they come to. So, people are just in a different space, so I was thinking, something I've it just happened to come into this. It just happened naturally. But I'm talking, the point of what I'm trying to talk about is community, micro communities, people that are like-minded, maybe not believe everything you believe in, You know, what by religion. I believe everybody's religious. Everybody believes in something, holds something of value in high esteem, lives by some code or ethos. For me, it's the Word of God that guides my life. For you, it might be something else, right? So, but get with people that are like-minded, that are going to be in your corner. And I choose not really to put my information out there. I used to have a YouTube channel. I put a few videos, really bad editing, and a few videos, share my thoughts. But I'm kind of glad I didn't really put my face out there, or my name, my real name, and I stay anonymous. I'm okay. I don't need to be seen, right? And I don't just cast my pearls among swine. I don't just put my information out to the whole world for the pigs to, trample over it and, not take the pearls, for what they are. So I choose to share my information, my knowledge, my what I know with the people in my community. People that I can trust, people that have my back when times get hard, and I do the same for them. I encourage us to get more to that spirit we had back in the 1920s during the Great Depression era, because I think that era is coming back. I hope to be wrong, I really do, but I think with the way the dollar's going, with the way our social fabric is fading, I think we're going to go back to a period of time where we have to really rely on each other to survive. Like, I do okay, right? But I'm paycheck to paycheck. I'm struggling. 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, with the money I'm making, I should be doing really well. I should be, if not middle class, almost upper middle class. The where you see me gardening, this is my property. I'm by myself. I should be okay, right? But I'm not. I rely on my community, people that love and care about me, and we share information amongst each other. Someone is good with plumbing. Someone's good with electric, being an electrician. Someone's good with different assortment of talents, right? And then you might be good with something, and you guys could come together and start practicing, start helping each other out. Be with people who are like-minded. Share your burdens. This was like what the early church did. They came together. They were community. And so many different ways I can go with this, but I want us to start getting more into community and sharing information amongst each other, not just throwing it out there in YouTube hoping to get some clicks and views, some likes, some shares, that's regulated, by big tech, in cahoots with the government. Everybody knows it. You can be ratioed, you can be doxxed, you can be, you can be demonetized and all that stuff. It's not worth it to me. Share your information unless you're someone who's big and established already. For me, I am going a different route. I am encouraging people to have community, even micro communities, and it don't have to be your next door neighbor. It could be someone far away You know, the City Prepper, I subscribe to his channel, and I'm part of that community, the prepper community, right? But it could be other people that you care about. I'm not endorsing whoever is part of your community. People who, you know, you can start building your own supply chain. You know, we talked about the supply chain during the pandemic, and you know, the lack of one, because everything's so globalized. America doesn't produce anything, you know. We don't produce anything so much anymore. Everything's overtaxed, overregulated. I think capitalism left a long time ago. I think we're in a socialist, communist era ran by crony capitalism, you know. Everything's consolidating. Everything's happening right before your eyes. In New York, the mayor of New York, you know, not a closet, outright, straight up communist, Marxist, socialist, the economic arm of communism, you know, right? Chicago, outright communist, you know. They're destabilizing this country piece by piece. And it is what it is. You know, we have to get back to community. If you want to survive, if you want to supplement your income, someone who knows how to cook, you know, pay them what they're worth. Don't just do things for free. We got to get away from this, you know, one for all. We need money. People need to support themselves. So we still live in you know, a monetary transactional thing, but you can still help each other. You can still have community, you know. They're not trying to make a profit off you if they're part of your community. If it's just, and the people you're connected with are not trying to get over on you and screw you over, you know. Test to make sure you have trustworthy people and that you're trustworthy too. You know, the 80-20 rule should not apply in a real community. What I mean by that is 20% of the people doing 80% of the work. That's not community either. You know, everybody chipping in, everybody being part of something, you know, greater than the individual, you know. I mean, what I'm talking about is, in a sense, you know, it's really not capitalism. It really is socialism, communism to a degree, you know. We're all putting our labor and, you know, divvying it out amongst ourselves, you know, as we see fit. But that's not really what, you know, if you understand Karl Marx and, you know, read his work, the Communist the manifesto, you know, do your own research, man. Don't take my word for it. But, you know, I'm all about community, micro community, people that you can rely on. That's my only thoughts.